Guys, what's going on? Welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Dash Dastardly. No, my name is Heath. And in this video, we're going to talk about what I picked up during the recent Kino Lorber sale. It was one sale that ran for several weeks, but it got rebranded during the sale. It started as a Memorial Day sale, and then when June arrived, they changed it to a June Swoon sale. But as far as I know, it was the same sale, same items, same prices. Sale ended on June 8th, 2020. So depending on when you're seeing this, I think it's going to be over by the time this arrives on the channel. But if not, go check out the sale. I was not going to do any unboxings of hauls. I have not unboxed this yet. I thought we could do this together, but full disclosure, I got two. I placed two orders, and in the first order, I just went ahead and opened it because I was like, I'm not going to do a video. But behind the scenes, those of you who follow us on Patreon, you know I'm always at war with the purchasing content versus the review content, and I try to balance that out. And when it gets too far in one direction, and it's always too far in the purchase direction, I'm always trying to tip it. So I wasn't going to do this video because I don't really have reviews for this stuff yet, but I decided, you know what, anytime I get a chance to talk about Kino Lorber Studio Classics, I absolutely should. So here we are. I unboxed one of them already, but I'll show you what I got. And I should say this is also a mix of stuff that's on sale for the June Swoon and Memorial Day sale, mixed in with a few selections from the While Supplies Last sale, which we've already talked about. Heath, link to that video right here. The While Supplies Last sale is content that when the stock is gone, they're no longer available. Kino has let the licenses go for that, and when the final stock is gone, there will be no more reprints. They will not be coming back. So I wanted to grab what I could out of that. I've placed multiple orders from that sale. So the first selection that we're going to talk about is Framed. This comes highly recommended by at least one of you guys. Several people I feel like have told me about Framed. Joe Don Baker, in a movie about a guy who's framed, and he's got to get revenge. I don't know if it's a revenge movie or if it's just kind of like a clearing his name movie, but this is from the While Supplies Last sale, and when this Blu-ray disc is gone, it's gone, man. So I had any special features here? Audio commentary. And just don't look over here. Audio commentary by film historians Howard S. Berger and Nathaniel Thompson in a trailer gallery. Sometimes these have alternate artwork. This one does not. You guys also from the While Supplies Last sale, crazy that this is in the While Supplies Last sale. Anthony Mann's Man of the West with Gary Cooper. I cannot believe that this is either, I don't know the reasons why. I'm not going to speculate, so I'm not going to, anything that I would be saying as to why this is being allowed to go out of print with Kino is just a guess. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play that game. It's just really unfortunate because this is a fantastic Western. No extra no special features on this, but this is kind of like there are several Westerns that are sort of like a pinnacle. They're kind of like the end of the road. It's about Ride the High Country is one. Monty Walsh, I want to say, is in there as well. Kind of about cowboys or men of the West, gunfighters, whatever, that no longer have a frontier. They no longer have a need. They have outlived their need. And so they are reconciling themselves with, what do I become now that I'm no longer part of this story? And it's about aging. It's about, it's very powerful stuff. So I can't believe that's in there. I think this one as well. My Gun is Quick. I could be wrong about this. Do your research. I can't remember if this was Wild. Maybe this was not. I think this is just part of the sale. Anyway, Mickey Spillane's My Gun is Quick. This has, it's a Mike Hammer mystery. And I'm trying to think who all is in this. Let me check out the cast list real quick. Introducing Robert Bray as Mike Hammer with Whitney Blake, Don Randolph, Richard Garland. Okay. Anyway, no special features on this. So that brings us to, this was actually, I just out and out bought this. I don't remember if this was part of the sale. I don't think it was. I did not get this from Kino Lorber. I bought this from Amazon, but I'm throwing it in here because it's a Kino Lorber title that I just bought. This also comes recommended to me by you guys. The Woman in the Window, Edward G. Robinson. See? That's right, see? And Joan Bennett, directed by the great, we are required to say, the great Fritz Lang. Audio commentary by film historian Imogen Sarah Smith, and it has a trailer, so that's cool. Last from the first box that I did not show you opening is Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema, Volume 2. Sorry, no offense intended, UK people. Volume 2. Peace. Volume 2. This has 3 new to Blu-ray film noirs in it. We have Thunder on the Hill, Price of Fear, and The Female Animal. I believe this just came out. This is just out for a matter of weeks. The sale, of course, we're like rocketing right out of the gate. This thing was like, it was like 50% off, and it just came out. It's crazy. I believe Volume 1 is out of print. I will follow up on that in the coming weeks or months, but I've already, here's behind the scenes, I've already pre-ordered The Dark Side of Cinema 3. And there's a classic Western collection that they're putting out, Volume 1, and I have that on order as well. So there's also a Dark Side of Cinema 4 that is, I don't know that it's up for pre-order yet. It might be as of the time that this video comes out, but it's coming. So they're committed to these film noir box sets, but the first volume had 5 movies, and I think one of those 5 movies is included in the While Supplies Last sale, which tells me they're letting that go. So that movie, the rest of them should be available individually, but the overall box set, one of those movies is going out of print. I can't remember which one. Maybe I can follow up again in the coming weeks and months. Let's see, special features. There's a trailer on this one. And The Female Animal has a commentary by David Del Valle, who I think does really good commentary. Some of his stuff pops up on the Vincent Price collections that Shout Factory put out, and I think now have gone out of print. Good Lord, thank goodness I have those, because those are wonderful. His movies have never been collected with such prestige and pomp and circumstance with the special features and stuff. So thank goodness I have those. I hope everybody that wanted those got them. All right, this is the new one. This is the second order. This is the bigger order, frankly. I think there's 15 items in here. I think I placed an order for 15 items because it's just too good to be true. And again, I think possibly some While Supplies Last stuff in here. Let's find out. This is one of those titles I've been debating for literally years. Not exaggerating. This has been coming in and out of my shopping cart on Kino Lorber's site for years. And I finally pulled the trigger. It's like $6, $6.50, maybe $6.48, something like that. Finally, I was like, yeah, it's time. It's Betty Grable, Cesar Romero, Rudy Vallee, Olga San Juan. It's a Preston Sturges film. It's kind of a lighter... having not seen this yet, I think that this is sort of a lighter romantic sort of a comedy. It's a romantic comedy western directed by the legendary Preston Sturges and starring Betty Grable, Cesar Romero, the Joker from TV's Batman. So this is one that I finally did it. I finally did it. So these prices, that's the thing about these sales is like I support Kino Lorber all year long. And if you watch our review paloozas, hopefully you see that. We're always supporting Kino Lorber, but when it comes to these sales, that's a really good time to take chances, to experiment, to roll the dice. Because, listen, small risk, big gain, right? If you discover something that you paid $6 for that you probably weren't going to drop 24, 25, whatever it may be. If you can discover something, it's a great way to discover things, because these movies aren't on streaming services. These movies aren't on Hulu. Said it with such disdain. These movies aren't on Hulu or Netflix. They're kind of hard to find. These are studio classic movies that have just been kind of kept inside a vault for decades now. Some of us saw them on television, some of us saw them at the video stores, but when those two things kind of went a different model, these became very hard to find. So let me pick it back up. Oh, you guys, The Sweeney and Sweeney 2. Double feature Blu-ray pack. I didn't open these. Let's see if do we do the alternate artwork test? I'll do that. I'll see if there's any alternate artwork. Oh, I didn't talk about special features for the beautiful blonde from Bashful Bend. No special features, so we're good. But on the Sweeney, you guys, we have new audio commentaries for both films by film critic and author Simon Abrams, and a trailer. This is just Sweeney theatrical trailer. Maybe no trailer for Sweeney 2? I don't know. Doesn't say there is. No alternate artwork. I did this one of the last times we did this, and there was never was any alternate artwork. Prey Guys, pray for the Wildcats. This is one that I was sold on by the cast alone. It's a 1974 movie starring, look, it's like a biker movie, right? It's a sort of a, here, I'll read it back. When a power mad tycoon Andy Griffith, challenges 3 advertising execs to a motorcycle trip down to Mexico's Baja Peninsula, their weekend getaway turns into a nightmare of desert warfare for the trio William Shatner, Robert Reed, and Marjo Gartner. Robert Reed is the dad on Brady Bunch. So we've got Captain Kirk, the dad from the Brady Bunch, and Andy Griffith in a battle out in the Baja Peninsula. I was like, man, never seen it before, sold on the cast alone. I doubt this is going to have any alternate artwork, but let's see. Oh, by the way, also Angie Dickinson. Big fan of Angie Dickinson. One of the few women to be able to say that she held her own against the Rat Pack. This is a different case than the others, too. This is like a darker case. I like it. Heath Likey. Dastardly Likey. I, Jane Doe. This is one of those movies that I'm taking a chance on. I'm risking, but I've heard from you guys that it's really good. You know, I love me some older thrillers and film noir and just older movies in general. I know a lot of you guys aren't there yet, and that's okay. Hopefully you will get there one day. We all have cinematic journeys, and that sounds very melodramatic, but it's true. We're all kind of on our own movie journey. This microphone is just slowly pulling my shirt down. We're all on our movie journey, right? And so hopefully when you get done with all the stuff from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s that you've seen and the prestigious stuff, hopefully you'll come back and try to discover some of these things, because there's a lot of great movies from this era of cinema that's when I watch an old movie, and I watch old movies quite a bit, sometimes, you know, once a day. Sometimes I'll mix it up, like one classic movie, one drive-in movie, or something like that. When you watch one, there's no denying the power of the storytelling, the acting. There is something there that we have lost, and I don't think it's ever coming back. But it's there in thousands of classic movies. So I grabbed this one. It comes from a new 4K scan. There are no special features here, but it's kind of a courtroom drama from 1948. I'm very excited about it. Okay, what is next? Roger Corman, you guys. Roger Corman directed this movie. This is called Von Richthofen and Brown. I hope I'm saying that right. Von Richthofen and Brown. Anyway, it's one of Roger Corman's... It's a World War I movie, 1971. You know, there aren't too many movies these days that we can... Like, Roger Corman's kind of transitioning out of the directing role into more of a producer role around this time. Okay, I'm going to comment on something. Yes, I'm sweating. It's these lights. Sometimes you guys are like, what's wrong? It's summer. It's the dead of summer. It's in the 90s outside. And I have 3 very hot lights on me. So when I sweat this time of the year, nothing is wrong. It's hot. It's hot making these videos. I can't not light myself. I gotta light everything as best as I can. So there you go. Okay, we've addressed it. We can move on. This has an interview with Roger Corman. The sky's the limit for adventure. 2 of history's most fabled flyboys square off in daring acrobatic duels of death in Von Richthofen and Brown. A high-flying tale of famous battles and infamous daredevils. I feel like I've heard somewhere that this is not historically sound. Don't watch it for history, watch it for fun. So that's how I'm going to be going into it. Oh, you guys, cover up some film noir. You clearly, I love film noir. This is a 1949 film. Did I say that this had an interview with Roger Corman? Because it does. It's got the trailer and an interview with Corman. William Bendix, Dennis O'Keefe, Barbara Britton. You guys seen this one? What do you think? I know we do have, for all of you guys who have not yet cottoned to classic movies, we do have a lot of veterans here of old school cinema who are in their 60s and their 70s, and they know these movies. So, guys, what do you guys think about Cover Up? Yeah, no alternate artwork here either, but I had to check. And there's no other special features. It doesn't appear. The Appaloosa, Marlon Brando. Hello, my name's Marlon Brando, and I'm in a movie with John Saxon, who would one day be Nancy's dad in Friday the 13th. No, that's not. In The Nightmare on Elm Street. And you may also know him from Into the Dragon with Bruce Lee. Some kid named Bruce Lee. Here in Krypton, our planet is doomed. Okay. The Appaloosa. It's a Western. Marlon Brando. John Sachs. You guys see John Sachs in there? He's playing a Mexican bandito, it looks like. Audio commentary by Lee Pfeiffer, publisher of Cinema Retro magazine, and film historian Paul Strabo. 1966, 98 minutes. Come on, Marlon. Oh, we have reversible artwork. It has finally happened. You were here, and you were here. You have witness history. Okay, that's that artwork. And that is the alternate art. Oh, I know what I'm choosing. Yeah, we're gonna go with the alternate artwork. Yep, that is better. Let me flip that around. There we go. Just like that. Okay. I told you the special features. Yes, we did that. Okay, moving on. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 left. Hold on. The Annihilators. I'm sorry, I have to say the Annihilators. Who is this? I don't remember much about this. Who's the New World Pictures? So we're talking about Corman. We're back in Corman's world now. I'm using my handy dandy Highlander letter opener. Jarrett Graham, Paul Koslow. The war is over, but the real battle has just begun. Let's see. Come on. Collectors, you know how much we hate when they glue the plastic to the spine. And you try to get it off, and it leaves all sorts of bits and pieces, or just gluey residue. It's the bane of a collector, because this is what you see when you have to go select the movie off your shelf. So, alright, I'm going to have to work on this later, but, oh man. Okay, I'm going to hold this up and read the back of it to you. Brand new 2K restoration for the original 35mm interpositive. South Point, Georgia is in the stranglehold of Roy Boy Jagger, Paul Koslow from Mr. Majestic, and his sadistic gang of extortionists and murderers armed to the hilt with sophisticated weaponry. Enter the Annihilators. An elite and synchronized fighting machine weaned on the impossible and hardened by the cruel realities of war. Now back in the States. I should say this. I should do this whole thing like a 70s movie announcer. And you know that 70s movie announcer, the voiceover guy, like his voice would change. If he was talking about blaxploitation movies, normally he would talk like this. But when he started talking about blaxploitation movies, he'd talk like this. It was very, very interesting time for trailer voiceovers. Now back in the States, they face a challenge every bit as vicious as their commando raids, and twice as urgent. Okay, so it's dudes come back from war, the community needs to be cleaned up, so they do. Vigilante justice, that sort of a thing. Another alternate cover. Okay, there's that cover, which is pretty freaking cool. That's a pretty great cover. Sorry for popping my peas, but it's a pretty fantastic cover. And the alternate, I'm guessing this is perhaps the VHS cover, is that one, a photo cover. It looks like a novel, like a paperback from the 80s. I have made my choice. I much prefer the painted cover. That's just pulpier. It's more painted artwork, man. It's the way to go. Anytime you get a choice between painted artwork and like a photo cover, I'm going to go with painted artwork. Although I should say both are better than floating photoshopped heads. Am I right? You guys know what's up. Okay, 4 left, right? Yeah, 4 left. The Marrying Man. Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. They were married in real life. I'm Alec Baldwin. I'm on 30 Rock. I was in motherless Brooklyn. Perhaps you know me from Beetlejuice. I have many brothers. We were all very handsome when we were younger. Some of us still are. I'm Alec Baldwin. Okay. What more to say about that? Elizabeth Shue, written by Neil Simon, directed by Jerry Rees. This is one of those I saw like way back in the day, probably on television, maybe at a video store. I don't remember. But this was $4.99. I think this was $4.99, and I like this movie. I'm going to be totally honest. Kim Basinger is beautiful, and I'm a big fan of Kim Basinger, especially 80s and 90s Kim Basinger. I still like her to this day, but I'm just saying, she was absolutely stunning. And that's a draw, right? She's just wonderful. I think she's really great. She's a good actress too. LA Confidential. If you guys haven't seen LA Confidential, please go check that out. But Alec Baldwin, no slouch himself. Oh, we're not doing special. I have neglected special features. So there was none on this. There's an audio commentary. Oh no, we did that one too. Okay, are we really? Hold on. Oh, here, The Annihilators. I didn't do special features for the Annihilators. The New Heat on the Street, a new video interview with actor Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. In Search of Charles E. Cellier Jr., a new video interview with director David O'Malley. And comparison between the censored and uncensored UK release of the film, plus a theatrical trailer. That's nice. Trailers on The Marrying Man. And that's all for that one. Oh, this is one. This has been a long time coming as well. Just like with the other release that I was telling you about, The Beautiful Blonde from Bashful Ben, that I've kind of come in and out for a long time. This is another one. This is based on a novel by Donald E. Westlake, who's one of those great crime writers. I love what he did in fiction, in print. The Hot Rock. I'm thinking of adaptations now, but the movie versions of his books are The Hot Rock, Bank Shot, which we talked about in a previous video with George C. Scott with these like caterpillar eyebrows. And this as well, which is, it's kind of like two cops that have, you know what, I was gonna editorialize on like what this movie's about. I'm not gonna do that. Listen, what happened? Serial at Midnight takes place outside of time, outside of current events. So we're just gonna say two cops. Let's see. Pandemonium and hilarity break loose when two rogue New York City cops decide to jump fence and join the ranks of crooks. That's all it is. It's a lighthearted movie that has some. It's a 70s movie, so it's satire. It's satire. We're gonna leave it at that. No alternate cover on this, but it does have an interview with Joseph Bologna and trailers for Cops and Robbers and Bank Shot, because they're kind of a piece, right? Two Donald E. Westlake movies from the first part of the 70s. So I'm really excited to have it. And you know, behind the scenes, there's some stuff that we're kind of working on in the same vein as sort of this topic. But you know what? I'm not going to go any further with that because I kind of want that to be a surprise when it happens. And I also don't want to put a date on it because I don't know when it's going to happen. But you guys, Clint Eastwood, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, Clint Eastwood, Jeff Bridges, and George Kennedy. This is 1974. This is one of those that was on DVD for a long time. But the I think Twilight Time might have had a Blu-ray for this. Anyway, something happened. Licenses finally changed over and Kino Lorber got the rights to Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. So this is out now on Blu-ray. A long time coming. I mean, years in the making. This has been stuck on DVD for ages. About time that this thing got a wide U.S. release. Audio commentary by film critic Nick Pinkerton for The Love of Characters featurette with Michael Cimino. 60-second and 30-second TV spots, 60-second radio spot, and the theatrical trailer. Let's see if this has any alternate artwork. It doesn't need alternate artwork because look at this. This is gorgeous. This is perfection right here. So we won't mess with it, but I have to check. No alternate artwork. And the last, boy, I don't know what this is. I hope this is not anticlimactic. The last, this is pretty good. The Man Who Died Twice. Blind buy for me, but see previous conversation about the deep cuts and about classic film. 1958. I'm going to say this is film noir. Rod Cameron, Vera Ralston. Brand new HD master from a 4K scan. An innocent woman must survive a murderous reign of terror by hired killers, drug lords, and vice kings of the underworld. A nightclub singer becomes mixed up in illegal drug dealings, and the mob shortly after witnessing her husband's supposed death and the murder of a couple of. I'm rambling. I shouldn't read the whole thing to you guys, but it's this whole like. How much do I want to say about this? Having not seen it, do I just want to wax philosophical about it? Crime movie, murder, drugs, vice, 1958. We like to think that things from this era, I'm always pushing for this. This is kind of one of my talking points. We like to think older movies are sanitized. They are not. They have tact. Okay, they have ways of talking about things that aren't quite so overt as like an episode of Miami Vice, but they have a lot of hard-hitting stuff in them, and they just seem to do it with a little bit more class and tact. That's really the word. So I'm really looking forward to discovering this one. This is another one that I've kind of been aware of for a while, but just been waiting for the right opportunity. So We do not have any alternate artwork, but we do. This is the first one of these selections that has this booklet inside, and the booklet itself has other titles that are available from Kino Lorber. I love going through these and being like, need it, got it, need it, got it. It's like baseball cards when you're a kid. Okay, so you know what? We don't have a thumbnail for this video, so let's do a thumbnail, eh? And if I can get this stack straight, because this stack is kind of sloppy. You know what? I don't want to just blast. Oh, geez. Oh, there they go. All right. Well, I don't want to edit this video, so I'm going to keep talking while I clean these up. So you guys tell me, what did you buy from the sale? Have you bought anything from the sale? Here's the question. Will Heath go back and place one more order before this is over? Because as clearly it's not over, as I'm recording this video a little bit in advance, but will I place one more order? Because there's stuff, oh jeez, there's stuff here that is like basically brand new releases, and like some of this stuff, like The Dark Side of Cinema Volume 2 just came out, already half price. It's okay, so I'll look happy and be like, and we have a thumbnail, and you were here for it. Oh, don't drop them again. Don't drop them, bro. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out and talking about Kino Lorber. If you do pick anything up, I'll say this, if you have an opportunity to let Kino Lorber know that Serial at Midnight sent you, that would be awesome. People say sometimes, wow, Kino Lorber must send you a ton of stuff. You must get commission. You must get a ton of freebies. Kino Lorber has yet to acknowledge my existence. They do not respond to emails. They seem to have taken a tact. I've heard this from other people in the reviewer content creation community as well, that Kino Lorber just kind of does not acknowledge that people exist outside of what they do. They don't seem to acknowledge customers. They don't acknowledge on social media. They're just in this tunnel of what they put out. And, you know, I understand that. I kind of applaud that as well. But I would love for them to know how much we're covering. And I send them stuff. I send them our coverage. But I would love for them to know from you guys, if possible, what our coverage means as far as raising awareness of the brand and helping to promote sales. Because that is ultimately what the name of the game is we want to raise awareness of these companies and to promote the productivity, promote the success of what they're trying to do. Because they're putting out things nobody else is putting out. And that's valuable for people like us who want to see these movies. Because some people may pick up some other companies may pick up these licenses, but that's not a guarantee. So we want them to put out as much as they can. We want the business of physical media, movies released on Blu-ray. We want that to succeed. So if you get an opportunity, let them know that we sent you over there. Guys, thanks so much. Take care. And until next time, I will catch you later.